Okay, let's continue. All right. Someone's Harris. Chine, your hand is up. You have a question for me?
Yes, actually, I think what I did was slightly different. Maybe because what I did was to shade the entire cell green and instead of the fonts. Does that
Okay.
count?
Okay. Yeah. So it was intentional. The instruction was intentional. That is why you have to look at your instruction well and understand it. And say
Mm,
format all negative values in red font color.
mm,
So it's a font color and not to shade.
mm. All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay.
While I'm still on, I just realized that the dashboard has not indicated my own submission, please.
Oh, okay. Don't worry. We are going to grade yours and just return, give you your feedback.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Harris, your hand is up again.
Yes, sir. Sorry. How do you know the negative values in this?
So the negative value is having minus now. And
Okay. I've seen
yes, you
them.
can see it's having minus. So once you just put the instruction, you see, choose less than. Whenever a value is less than zero, it means the value is negative.
Yeah,
And
I've
anytime
seen
the value
them.
is greater than zero, it means the value is positive. So I just put zero here. You can see it says format cells that are less than zero.
Zero.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Any other question? Are you all good now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so let's continue. Let's go to the next question. Number two. It says insert a new sheet called aggregate. On the sheet, calculate the following record and values in column B. Okay, so I'll copy all of these, right? I'll copy all of these because these are the things I want to calculate. Control C. This is just a shortcut of doing it. Then I will add a new sheet by clicking on this plus sign, new sheet. I'll have to rename the sheet. Right click on the sheet one and click on rename. I'll rename it as aggregate, right? Now remember I've copied something from my classroom, just paste it here. So I've pasted it and they've all appeared on uh, different rows. So let me remove the A and just format it a little bit. I don't want this A to be there. I don't want this A to be there. I don't want this A to be there. I don't want this D to be there. And I don't want the E to be there. Okay, so for clarity, let me increase the size. All right, let's keep it at 14. Harris, please reduce your volume. I mean, sorry, mute yourself rather.
So,
Okay, now, all right, now if you look at this, hmm, why is it having so much space there? All right, let's go ahead. So I want to calculate the total sales revenue. Total sales revenue would mean that I just have to add all of these sales. I will add up these values from x2 down to the last row. To do that, I'll use my sum function equal to sum, open the bracket, come to the others sheet, select the first value under sales, hold shift, control, and down arrow, then close your bracket, control 0, and press enter. So once you press, it gives you the total. So here's the total. The total is the total sales revenue is 123. Let me add this comma to just separate it and format it well for me. So 1,924,337. Okay, so that is the total. Judith, your hand is up. You have a question? Hi, Judith. In case you're speaking, you're muted. I can't hear you.
Okay, sorry, my network got interrupted. I wasn't even hearing anything. So I wanted to know where you did the formula, where you imputed the formula.
Is it the sum formula?
Yes, yes.
This is the formula. I'll do that again. So I want the
Oh,
total.
did you impute it on the new sheet, the aggregate sheet?
Yes. So here's the formula. Equal to in on the aggregate sheet against total sales revenue equal to sum. Open your bracket. Once you open your bracket, go back to the orders sheet. Then
Mm-hmm.
select the first sale. Let's go. Let's start from the beginning. Select the first cell, hold Shift, Control, and down arrow to highlight every other thing. So you can still be on this sheet. Just close your bracket, still on this sheet. Once you press enter, it takes you back to the aggregate sheet and to show you the total.
Oh, okay. So you can even work from two separate sheets.
Exactly. You can work
Oh, I didn't know that was
two separate sheets. You can do that.
possible.
Then for the average sales, do the same thing. Equal to average. There's a function called average. Here's average. Open your bracket. Go back to the sales, the same sales column. Highlight the first one. I'll select the first one. Shift Control page down to highlight everything. Close the bracket and press enter. It will calculate the average for you. Someone's hands up. Yeah, miracle.
Yes. A quick question. The way you calculated the sum for the total sales revenue, I did the same for my own, right? I got the same thing, but at the end of the whole exercise, I found out that calculating it like this changed the scope due to the fact that the cell, the number of rows increased, and the
Mm-hmm.
total of what was supposed to be calculated also increased together with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, is it still alright to still use the same method, calculating the same cell like this?
So by the time we're done, we'll find out what happened in your own case. Let me just paste the values here so that even if it changes, even when we're done, let's see if there's going to be any change or not. Let's just continue until we're done.
Okay.
It's not supposed to change the value at all, but let's just see how it goes when we're done.
Alright.
All right, so here's the here's the average. Now to calculate the maximum, do the same thing. Equal to use the max function, max. Open your brackets, go back to the orders, and then choose all the values under the orders column. Shift Control page down, close the bracket. We have this is the maximum. For the minimum, do the same thing. Equal to min. Open your bracket, go to orders, and choose the first value, Shift Control page down, close the bracket. That's the minimum. Now, for the unique number of orders, since I'm not using Excel 365, right? Please give me a minute. Okay, so for unique order, since I'm not using Excel 365, right? I I don't have a unique function. See, if I try typing unique, it doesn't pop up. So unique function is not on my own Excel, but unique function is in Excel 365. Is also in Google Sheets. What I would have done if I had unique function, I'd have just done count unique and then count unique of those columns. But unfortunately, I don't have the unique function, so that will not work for me. So what I did in my own case is this. I can come to orders, then copy the ID because the value that I want to count is the unique ID, right? I just copied the ID column, Control C, then I created a new sheet and I pasted the column there. So what I need to do is to delete duplicates because there are some duplicates here. I came to data and then come to duplicates, remove duplicates under data tools. So when I click on OK to remove duplicates, it tells me that five 587 duplicate values found and removed. So I have 1,365 unique values remaining. So it means that this is the number of unique values I have in the dataset, 1,365. So in my own case, I just had to enter the value manually, 1,365, because I don't have unique function to count unique for me because of the version of Excel I'm using. So that's how uh, to answer this question, all of these questions here. Are there any challenge or questions? Any question for anyone? All right, Chine, yes, I can hear you. Your hand is up.
So my own results are slightly different from yours because my total sales was 192 3391.89, and I did exactly the same. My formula is exactly what you have.
Mm-hmm.
I think also that my I think it's the average sales revenue. No, there's something else that is slightly different from yours. No, the unique number of orders is
Mm-hmm.
different from what you have.
Okay.
And I use Google Sheets, and
Mm-hmm.
my formula was count unique
Mm-hmm.
the same way. So I don't know why it's different.
Okay. Yeah, so I may not be able to answer that question right now. I don't know why it's different too, because everything is supposed to be the same since we are using the same data set. Maybe I will look at yours later to know why it's different. Yeah, it will
All
hand. I
right.
see your hand up.
Okay.
Please unmute your mic and ask a question so that we can finish up before this meeting expires. Hello, it's your hand. I do you want to have do you have a question? Yes, please unmute your mic and ask a question, please. All right, so because of my time, I have to continue. When you're done, if you're able to unmute your mic, you can do that. So I don't need sheets to actually, I'm going to delete this. I just use this sheet to get the number of unique values. So I'm deleting it. I don't need it again. All right, let me go back to my question. The next question says, okay, we're done with this. Create a new column titled total cost that calculates the cost as unit price times quantity ordered new plus shipping cost minus discount for each row. All right, so I'm going to do that right away. I'll go back to my Excel, others, and then go to column Z. I'll call this column total cost, right? Total cost. Okay, let me also make it bold. Let me bolding it bold. All right, now let's put in the formula equal to says unit quantity unit price. This unit price is on column D. Select that value times unit price times uh, quantity order. That is times W2. This is quantity order. Now, because I want to apply BODMAS, principle of BODMAS, I have to put these guys inside a bracket. I have to put them inside a bracket. Close a bracket. Open and close a bracket here. So I've multiplied the unique price times quantity ordered new plus the next thing to add is to add the shipping cost plus shipping cost. Then I'm going to subtract discount minus discount. Discount is in column C, and then press enter. So with this, I've calculated the total cost based on the function or based on the formula that was given. So I multiplied the unit price times quantity ordered new, then I added shipping cost and I subtracted discount. And I've done that for the first value or the first rule. To apply the same formula to other rules, just click on the autofill handle and click on it. It's going to calculate every other total cost for us. Yeah, someone's hand is up. Harris.
Okay, sir, I didn't see how you I don't know if it's my network, how you added the shipping costs.
Okay,
It's kind yes,
I'll
please let me repeat.
that again. So that's going to be uh, so
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. What if we did not put it inside brackets? What will happen?
even if I don't put inside bracket, it's going to calculate it for me to collect it because
All
Excel
right. Because
understands
when I did mine, I didn't apply the bracket, and I
yes,
got the answer.
Excel understands both maths. Excel will multiply before adding and subtracting. So even if I don't put it inside a bracket, it will do that for me correctly. But
All
because
right.
of I'm trying to maybe because of my mathematical background, I know that I want this particular board mass route to be followed strictly. Okay, let me do it again. So this is what we're trying to calculate. Let me just take a screenshot of this so that we'll be seeing it from there. Okay, so I'm going to add, I'm going to multiply unit price times quantity ordered new. So this is, I'll put these values in a bracket in my case, right? Then I'll add shipping costs and then subtract discount. So that is going to equal to, I'm going to open the bracket, then come to unit price, that is unit price, just select the first one, times, please watch my formula here, watch the formula bar, times uh, quantity ordered new, click here, that's W2, close the bracket, plus, next is shipping cost, select shipping cost, minus discount. This is the formula, okay? Then you press enter. That will calculate the first total cost. Harish, did you get that now? Okay, good. Next, just double click on the autofill handle to copy everything. So that is it. That is that about that. All right. Let's see the next instruction. The next instruction says duplicate the orders sheet and rename the duplicated sheet as orders ascending sort. So for me to just help my life, I'll copy this guy, Control C, then go to Excel, duplicate these orders, right click and click on move or copy. So I want to make a copy, I don't want to move. I want to create a copy, click on OK. All right, so now it is called orders and two in brackets. I'm going to rename this. Remember, I've copied that name already. Control V to paste what I've just copied. Press enter. So I want orders to be first sheet. I can carry it and move it so that this will be in the second sheet. Let's go back to it. So now what do I want to do with this? In the orders ascending sort sheet, sort the data set in ascending order based on the order date. Now I'm going to come to the order date. This is the order date here under column T. What it means is that I want to sort the entire record or the entire data according to order dates. So that means the very first item that was ordered on a particular day, the very first day they started ordering, followed by the next day onto the list, I mean onto the highest date or the most recent date. So I'll just place my arrow on the order. Why is this thing always fond of doing this? On the order date, then I click on, I'll go back to the home tab, then click on my filter. I want to add a, sorry, I'll just come to filter and click on sort A to Z. Click on sort A to Z. So it's going to say that, okay, in fact, it has sorted it for me already. So you can see it has given me the sorting. We have 0101 2015, January 4th 2015, January 4th 2015. Then we have as 2nd of January 2015, 2nd January you can see, and you go to 3rd of January, 4th January, 5th, and all through the other days. So that's how to sort. So I've sorted according to the order date. Any question about this? All right, we are all good. Awesome. The next instruction says duplicate the orders sheet again. This time, rename the duplicated sheet as orders descending sort. Let me copy that. Go back to Excel, come back to orders and duplicate orders again. Make a copy, create a copy, okay. Then rename this copy, excuse me, as orders descending sort. Now I want it to be the second sheet, but let me make it the third sheet. The position doesn't matter. Now we want to still sort this in descending order, the same order date. Go to sorting and filter, click on Z to A, and with that I've sorted the data in descending order according to order date. Oh, sorry, it's not according to order date. In descending order based on profit, sorry. The second sorting is based on profit, it's not based on order date. Let me undo my action here, undo, and sort it based on profit. So this is the profit. I'll sort based on this profit. I'll sort it in descending order based on profit, Z to A. So that is it. So any column you want to sort, just place your cursor on the column, or you can highlight the entire column and then apply your filter to sort that particular column. Are there questions? Any question? All right, it means we are good. Awesome. Let's move to the next question. In the orders ascending sort, apply a filter to display only the records where the category is technology. Only the records where the category is technology. So I'll go to the orders ascending sort. So here is orders ascending sort. Go to the product category. Here is it. Here is it. And then click on add the filter to this product category. I'm going to add the filter. And once I do that, the next thing I want to do is to filter just technology. Come choose this filter button, uncheck select all, and check technology. Then click OK. So it's showing only the products that has technology. So we filter that. That is instruction, straightforward. We're done with that. Next question says, in the orders descending sort, apply a filter to display only records where region is East and segment is corporate. Okay, so I'm doing two sorts there. I'll come back to order descending sort. I'll first apply the filter on region, where region is East. Apply filter to all the columns. Then choose East for region. Unselect all and choose East for region. So right now it's showing all orders that came from East, which is the region. Then I also want to filter it based on segment, which is corporate. So I'll go to segment and choose corporate. There's segment. Here is its customer segment. I'll choose corporate and say okay. So I'm displaying the records from the East and whose what customer segment is corporate. That is all you have to do for this question. Are there questions? Are we still on the same page? If you are still with me, just give me a thumbs up, please. Okay, Miracle hand is up. Yeah, Miracle, let me hear your question.
Yes, please. Is it possible for me to see your ascending order again? Yeah, ascending order sort. Okay, all right. Yeah, good. I'm okay.
All right. Next question. In the orders sheet, create a drop-down list in all the cells within shipping mode. In all the cells within shipping mode column that allows. We have 15 minutes to go. Let me be fast about this. That allows users to select a shipping mode from the available list: delivery, truck, air, and regular air. So let's go and add drop down list. I'll go back here. In what cell, what sheet is that? In the order sheet. I'll come back to the order sheet, then go to shipping mode. Okay, this is shipping mode. Okay, so I'm going to highlight everything under shipping mode. Hold shift control and down key. Go to data and add data validation.
Shift control and what?
Down key, arrow down. Click on data validation. Select list. I want to allow list. Then in my list, what do I want in my list? I just go and copy what we have here. There are several ways to do this, right? But this is one of the ways. Copy this guy and paste it inside the source. Once you paste it, so ignore blank. In cell drop down. So I want in cell drop down to be selected. You could put an input message. So you can just call this is optional actually, but this is something that you want the user to see before it chooses a list. Pick one from the drop down. I can just call it the title. I can say input. Let me just call it title input. Let me say pick an option from the drop down list. Then you can also enter an error message. You can call the title error. The message that you want them to see, you can only choose from the drop down list. Then you click OK. So let's go back to Excel. When you click OK, now you see I have drop down list. Once you click on that cell, it tells you pick an option from the drop down list. When you click on it and you see an option there, you can choose any from this. You can choose express, you can choose what was there was delivery truck. So all of these cells have a kind of drop down now. All right. Now, if I mistakenly enter something else, let me try to type technology here. Enter. To give you the error, it says you can only choose from drop down list. Retry. Can you see that? So let me now choose something else. Let me cancel and choose something else. Oh, that's already given me the right guy, the regular. This is what you expected to do. Questions? Are there questions? All right. If you are still with me, please give me thumbs up. Awesome. All right. That makes sense. Next, we have apply conditional formatting to highlight any cell in the quantity column that contains a value greater than 10 with a yellow color. So quantity, so with a yellow fill color. Now this is an instruction to say yellow fill color. This is not font color. Okay, yellow fill color. So any value that is greater than 10 in the quantity column. So let's go back to the others sheets, quantities column. Here's the quantities column. Quantity. Control find quantity. Okay, here's the quantities column. So I'm going to highlight all. Control Shift page down. Arrow down. Go back to home, conditional formatting. I want to format everything greater than 10 with yellow fill color. So yellow fill color, right? And then click on OK. So this is what we expected to do here. All right. Next instruction, use Excel's subtotal function to calculate the total sales revenue for each category in the data set and group the results with subtotals. All right, so let's go back to our orders. Now, I'm going to choose, so that is going to be under data. You'll find subtotal. Wait, where's that subtotal again? Is it not under home? Subtotal. Insert.
Data.
Under data, right? Subtotal. Where is subtotal here? Okay. Yeah, it's under outline. Yeah. So you click on subtotal under outline. Then ask you now what do you want to add. So at each column, I want to add. What are we adding? At each change in category, right? Is it category?
Category.
At each change in products, is it products of category? Oh, no, or product category? Where is product category? At each change in product category, I want to calculate what are we calculating? I want to calculate the category.
Okay.
Okay, so that total sales revenue. I want to calculate the total sales revenue That is sales, right? It's called sales on this sheet, right? I want to calculate the sales, which is total sales revenue, and replace current subtotals. Yes, do summary data. So I want to do the sum. Okay, that's what we want. We're supposed to sort first, but I've not sorted. I think it won't do this correctly for me. I'll have to do it again because we're supposed to sort the product column first. It's generating a subtotal for me. So you can see that it's not done, it's not properly done because this was not sorted. So I have to undo my action. Undo, then sort the column first. It's taking so long to undo my action. Just give my laptop some few minutes. We have 8 more minutes to go. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is to sort this column. Let me sort this column by ascending order or from A to Z. A to Z. Yes, expand the sorting. So we've done the sorting. Now let's go back to our subtotal data, outline, subtotal, product. So everything is selected. Total cost. I don't want to sort. I only want to add the sales. Then click on OK. Okay, so I think it's done now. So when you come to 1, you would see here's the grand total. 2, here these are the subtotals. These are the values, right? Subtotals value for furniture, office, technology, and the grand total. The values are all there. Then 3 will display everything, all the data with the subtotals. Here are the categories now. Let us go to sales and see the subtotals from the sales. So this is the sale. When you scroll down at the end of furniture, you'll see a subtotal. This furniture is long. Well, let me just use my shift. Okay, shift down. Sorry, control down. For this ground total, let me see. For technology total, we have 712,364. Okay, let's go to the next subtotal. Well, that is all. This is the next subtotal. For office supplies total, we have this value 500 and 550. No, this is 5,513,000. No. 500 555. Wait, 1 2 3 551,368. That is the subtotal for office supplies. Then we have subtotal for the next category until we get to furniture. So this is how to do the subtotal. I think that's the last instruction, right? Yes, that's the last instruction. Then before you now have to save it using this particular format. So if it's not saved with this format, you lose I think about 5 marks or thereabouts. So whenever I give an instruction, please follow the instruction. You're supposed to save it as this name and underscore your first name. So I think that is all about that. Oh, I see what Miracle said. So this our total has changed. We have 5 minutes to go. So you can see that our total has changed now. That is because what is happening here is that it is calculating, because this was supposed to be the total. But what is happening here is that it's calculating all the totals, including the subtotals. I don't know if you understand. It is adding these subtotals here. It's adding those subtotals to the values that we have. That is why this value is changing. On a good day, it's not supposed to change. It wasn't meant to change. So how do we correct this mistake? Any idea? how do we ensure that it's not adding those subtotals? Because this thing that we're seeing here is wrong. This is supposed to be the value, but it's adding the subtotals. How are we supposed to mitigate this particular error? And I guess even the maximum is affected. The minimum is definitely as affected. The average is definitely affected. So how do we solve this problem so that we would have the subtotals and it's not being affected by all of those subtotals that were added? There's a solution to it. Let me just do research because of my time. Yeah, this meeting is ending 3 more minutes. There's a solution that we're going to stop these values to be affected by the subtotals that we've just calculated. So I'll need all of you to do a research on that. How do we mitigate this particular values being added from the summary of the entire data? If anyone found the solution to it, please drop it in the chat group. All right, so that will be all. I like okay, let me just end my recording.